Hey guys, so yeah, um, don't judge me. I'm in the same. Ugh, they stink. I'm in the same pajamas that I was in on Christmas Day. I need to shower today. Um, but yeah, the reason why I keep sniffing them and like hoping it'll be better, but no. um, but yeah, you'd have to bear with me. I am not with it today. I didn't sleep last night. I am all over the place mentally and physically, and like I want to give up. Just like not do today. Let's just stay in these stinky pajamas because they are actually warm and cozy and comfortable, and I love them so much. So let's just stay in these and stay home and watch Netflix. But no, I have to human today. Well, I don't have to, but I want to. I want to human today because it is the 31st and it is the first tomorrow, so it's the start of a new year, and I want to celebrate the start of the new year with some human beings. So I'm going over to my friend Carl's and gonna have a few drinks, and I don't know what he's got planned, but I think we're gonna be doing some stuff, probably board games or watching movies or something. I don't know. We're gonna be doing something at Carl's, you know. But yeah, so I want to enjoy the new year. I'm probably not gonna be drinking. I might have one and make it last the night because of the heart issues and the recent stomach issues I'm having as well. So like no alcohol. I say no alcohol, I'll probably have one. Have a light beer. Ugh, light beer. Yes, we'll have a light beer. Ugh, Budweiser. No, Budweiser ain't too bad actually. But yeah, I might have a beer, probably. We have to. It's New Year, so I'm gonna have to. But anyway, yeah. So I'm in these same stinky pajamas as Christmas Day because I've not been well. I've not had the energy to or motivation to get up and get showered and change them. I did want to have a shower Boxing Day, but I was too knackered after all the activity on Christmas Day. And then I started to get these stomach issues, stomach pains and stuff, and I haven't been sleeping well the past few days because of it. And like, just, yeah. But today I'm gonna try and get showered. Don't sniff that again. It's not gonna be pleasant. You've done it a few times, Suki. Stop. But yeah, so gonna get showered, put on some outdoor clothes, and go to see Carl. But yeah, so the stomach issues, like, I don't know what it is, like, it's a really strange feeling. It's almost like hunger pains. Feel hungry, but like even when I have eaten, I still feel hungry, you know, and like it feels like someone's got their hand in just under my diaphragm and the muscles around my diaphragm and stomach area and just squeezing, you know. It's really horrible. It's sort of I don't know, it's probably cramps or something, I don't know. But, like, when I eat, it makes the pain worse. So I didn't eat anything yesterday up until the evening. I was feeling so ill because I hadn't eaten all day and I hadn't eaten much the day before. So I thought I'm going to have a plate of fries, and fries with baconaise, because, you know, bacon. I love bacon. But yeah, I had a plate of fries, and like, it really hurt my stomach. So like, I've not eaten anything yet this morning. I don't know, I'm a little bit worried to eat, but then if I'm going to be drinking tonight, if I am going to have alcohol tonight, it's probably advisable to eat something beforehand. So yeah, don't drink on an empty stomach. It's just don't do that. I've had experience with that. Don't. It's not good. I'll put that down because I'm making too much noise with it. I'm fiddling with anything in my radius, and there is a lot in my radius. There is a lot to fiddle with in my radius. I'm not even going to show you what's behind the camera, because like, my desk has become a dumping ground for all my junk the past few days. So like, there's stuff in reach to fiddle with, and it's annoying. See, I should have, I killed him. I have little statues, little like ornaments and figurines and stuff around my desk, and I've just knocked one over. But yeah, I should have more of these types of things in reach to fiddle with. This one annoys John. I love it. Makes popping noises. But yeah, it annoys John. But yeah, so anyway, I'm getting sidetracked with fidget toys. Shh. It just popped on its own. Yeah, so where was I? I can't focus today. I've moved my camera, haven't I? So yeah, I was talking about my stomach, wasn't I, and the stomach pains. But yeah, I think the stomach pains, like, the rational, clever, constructive side of my brain says it's fine, it's probably just an anxiety symptom. You know, think about it, Suki, you understand medical science, you understand mental health, you understand your physical health, you understand how anxiety works. So there you go, it's an anxiety symptom. That's the clever side of my brain, the one I should be listening to. The mental side of my brain, I say mental, the anxious, catastrophizing part of my brain says, oh my god, you're having pains there, they're symptoms of aortic dissection, you're dying. And then obviously, because of the recent heart issues as well, doesn't help. So I'm feeling anxious about the heart symptoms, the heart issues, and that anxiety is causing physical issues with my stomach, the stomach pains and stuff. And then that is adding to the anxiety around the heart that I'm having from the heart issues. And it's like one vicious loop. That's the clever side of my brain speaking there. And I know that, but sometimes the anxious, catastrophizing voice is louder than the clever, constructive, rational voice. So, but yeah, I'm hoping it is just a symptom of anxiety. But if it persists, I am going to go see my GP and get it checked out, because getting more pain when I'm eating, I don't know whether that would be an anxiety thing. I don't know, that seems more physical, so again, see, like, anxious side is taking over again. Let's ignore that. But yeah, so I haven't eaten yesterday. I don't know if I should today. I probably should if I'm going to be drinking, so I might give it a go. I might try something, start with something light, I don't know. But the thing is, I've been really pleased with myself over the Christmas period, because I have been eating a lot. My appetite's been really good. It's perhaps not been the healthiest foods that I've been eating. I've been eating stuff with a lot of dairy and gluten and stuff in, and that usually does make me feel ill. Which might be a factor in these stomach issues. But when I've eaten too much dairy and gluten in the past, I've not got stomach pains like this. Usually it's just wind and IBS kind of stuff. This isn't an IBS kind of pain. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but yeah, it's different. So that's what's worrying as well. Forgetting where I am. I was talking about my appetite over Christmas. So yeah, I've been eating a lot. I managed to polish off my Christmas dinner, which was lovely. I really enjoyed that. I love Christmas dinner. I love any roast dinner. The combination of crispy roast potatoes and gravy, I love that combination. Usually I'm not a big fan of wet sloppy foods, but I don't know, like, if I were to put gravy with mashed potato, no thank you, go away. Ugh, I will not eat that. If I'm going to have gravy with mashed potato, the gravy must not be anywhere near the mashed potato. They must be separated in their own separate little containers, or their own separate plates or bowls or whatever, I can't do it. But when it comes to roast potatoes, they've got to be really crispy and crunchy on the outside and slightly fluffy on the inside, and I will smother them in gravy and I love it. I don't know, it's just weird. Excuse me. I think it's something to do with my nan. She used to cook some really good roast dinners, and her roast potatoes were amazing. So yeah, I think it's just that. I remember that as a kid, and yeah, I used to love my nan's roast dinners. So yeah, I think it probably stems from that. But yeah, but autism and food and stuff, food anxieties and stuff, can be a little strange. I found some stuff I hated when I was a kid I'm okay with now, but some stuff I loved when I was a kid make me feel sick now, you know. So it's like yeah, but I ate quite a lot over Christmas, which is really good because during this whole COVID thing and the lockdowns and the shielding and past couple of years, I've had great trouble with my appetite and diet and eating and stuff. I've got a few days without eating because I feel sick at the sight of food. I literally want to throw up. There's been times where I felt extremely hungry. I'm like, yeah, I want to eat something. I cook myself some food. I'm like, yes, I'm ready to eat it. And I start to eat the food and I'm enjoying it. There's nothing wrong with the food, but automatically my body will start to gag. And I don't know why, because I am enjoying the food. It is my favourite food, you know, and my body's just like, nah, it's enough of that. And I have to run to the bathroom, and then of course, because I'm gagging, it's put me off the food, you know. So yeah, I don't know why. I probably need to see some sort of what do you call them, dietitian or something, and investigate that further. But yeah, so like my eating's been all over the place, but during Christmas I ate quite a bit. I've been eating fancy cheeses, because you got to on Christmas, haven't you? You got to eat fancy cheese. I've had smoked salmon and prawns and stuff like that, because smoked salmon, prawns, things like that, fancy cheeses, it was a tradition of my mum's. She always, around Christmas time, she always used to get that stuff in, and New Year's as well, get that stuff in and enjoy that. And she always used to have a breakfast on New Year's Day, of fancy cheeses, prawns, salmon, you know, smoked salmon, olives. On occasion, when she could afford it, she got a bit of caviar as well. And I tried caviar once and loved it. She gave me some and I loved it. And that was something me and my mum shared. We had that similar taste in food. And I mean, it sounds like I grew up in a rich household talking about smoked salmon, posh cheese and caviar. I didn't. We were a poor household. And my mum sent herself into debt every year trying to make Christmas great. And I think that's the only time of the year my mum made a proper effort, because I think Christmas was my mum's favourite time of the year. She loved Christmas. So she always made an effort. She always cooked Christmas dinner for us. You know, she made a big effort at Christmas and probably sent herself into a lot of debt with catalogues and stuff, because she would order these hampers. I think she paid them off throughout the year, you know, but she would order food hampers with all this stuff in. She would order toys and clothes for Christmas gifts for us. So she would send herself in debt for the whole year just to make sure we had a good Christmas, which is one of the favourite things about my mum. I always loved my mum around Christmas time because her mental health was at a high then, and you know it. So when I talk about the smoked salmon and caviar, and you know, yeah, that was why it was from hampers, from catalogues that hadn't even been finished paying off yet, you know. So yeah, sidetracked again. But yeah, so that was Christmas tradition for us. So I've been doing that. I've been eating like Stilton, brie. I love brie. I love Stilton. Salmon, smoked salmon, prawns. I didn't get any caviar this year because caviar is actually tricky to get hold of. You know, you can't just order it from Amazon Fresh. You know, I think some supermarkets do stock it. A lot of the time you'll find what they call salmon caviar or salmon roe, which is usually what they use with sushi, the big pinky salmony coloured like balls that you find on top of some of your sushi rolls. Usually I think they put it on that something called the ami ebi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not, but yeah, yeah. And I do like the salmon caviar. It's quite nice, but yeah, that's the one you'll find most of the time in supermarkets. You won't find the, what's it called, the Royal Blue Beluga. Royal Beluga. It's very expensive caviar. I believe that's what it's called anyway. But yeah, for those who haven't had caviar, it's very salty, which I enjoy strong flavours and I enjoy salty flavours, so that's why I enjoyed it. Texture is a little bit strange, but yeah, it's alright. A little bit. I wouldn't eat it like in great amounts all of the time, but a tiny bit with a little bit of salmon on a cracker is quite nice. But yeah, anyway, let's stop talking about posh food because I'm making myself hungry. I didn't eat yesterday because of these stomach issues, I think I've said. Yeah, back on track. So yeah, I ate quite a lot over Christmas, so I'm pleased with myself there, the amount I ate. I'm obviously not pleased because I did eat a lot of dairy, a lot of junk food. I've been eating a lot of sweets and chocolate and cake, and yeah, I'm talking about food again. I'm really hungry. Yeah, so but yeah, I think the stomach stuff is an anxiety thing. I'm trying to get back on track and remember what I'm trying to talk about. Anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to stay on track about New Year. So New Year's resolutions, I don't really make those anymore. Because one, really hard to stick to. And I know a lot of people make resolutions like lose weight, eat healthier, quit smoking, go to the gym more, I don't know, like, which are all really great and all, but like, to me personally, for myself, they're a bit pointless for me, those kind of resolutions. My resolution is the same as it was last year and the year before and the year before that and the year before that, and that is survive for another year. And I've been successful every year. I'd say I've been successful this year, but this year's not quite over yet. There's still time left on this year. But tomorrow I can say yes, I survived 2021. So my New Year's resolution is survive 2022. Starting off shaky there because I got an MRI, I believe on the 5th, for these heart issues to investigate them further. And depending on the results of that, that may mean more surgery, more heart surgery. So I am really anxious about that. Yeah, so like, and I think that's part of the stomach issues and the anxiety and everything, because I'm worrying about that. And then of course I'm trying to take my mind, stop fiddling, I'm trying to take my mind off of the anxiety and the worry and everything over that. So I've been doing activities. Yesterday I did a lot of video editing, and I was doing some resin art and stuff, and that video is up on my YouTube already. This is why this video is just getting uploaded the way it is. I'm not gonna edit it at all. I'm not gonna add my intro or anything like that. I'm just gonna whack it up because I cannot be bothered to do any editing, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so yeah, I'm taking my mind off it by doing activities. I've been learning to do this, one of my Christmas presents. It's a steel tongue drum. John got me out. I've wanted one of these for a while, for quite a while. That I'm not going to play it now because it's early in the morning and I don't want to upset my neighbours, even though my next door neighbour is nothing but noise. But yeah, if you want to see a video of some video clips of me playing that, on the Christmas Day video, Christmas Day vlog, there's a few clips of me playing that on there. I might do some more videos of me learning some songs from the books I have from it, I don't know. But yeah, so I've been learning that. I've been doing all sorts of stuff to try and take my mind off of it, off of the anxiety and stuff. But fingers crossed it will be good results from this MRI, because I want to avoid having more heart surgery if I can. The problem is as well, it's the waiting and not knowing that causes the most anxiety, because if I'm told right away what's wrong and what it is I have to do to fix it, that's great, because then I've got a plan and I can prepare. But not knowing, I can't plan and I can't prepare, and then there's just questions swimming around in my head. What if, you know, the what ifs, and then of course that sparks up the anxiety, and yeah, it's just a vicious cycle. Because with me, anxiety can cause physical symptoms with the heart. So like getting anxious can cause my heart rate to go up, which is very bad for me. It can cause my blood pressure to go up, which is very bad for me. You know, so trying to stay calm, trying not to be anxious. But yeah, fiddling again. I keep fiddling with everything. Like, there's a lot to fiddle with on my desk. Like, just a mess. Got to clean it up. Just like everything has been dumped. All my crap's just dump it. Yeah. So yeah, this video is getting quite long. I'm gonna try and cap it off. So yeah, New Year's resolution, survive another year. There are some plans or some hopes I have for this year. One big one, and that is the off-road power chair. It's something I've been wanting for a while, but it's extremely expensive. 10 grand, so £10,000. Like a big amount of money. So I'm going to be looking into ways of getting that. I've got to ring the company that make these off-road power chairs. They are a UK based company. So I'm going to ring them and speak to them, because I've kind of spoke to someone that works for the company on Facebook, and they said, yes, we can do payment plans. We can put you in touch with organisations that can help you with funding, stuff like that. So, and they said, just ring us up, chat to us, tell us your needs. We'll try and help you out. So this year, I'm hopefully in the next few weeks going to give them a ring, speak to someone there and see what I can do about financing this thing, because it's going to take me a long time to save up £10,000. I'm also trying to save up roughly around that amount anyway, maybe less than that actually. I think it was 3,000 or 10,000. But I've got to save up a lot of money anyway for the autism diagnosis, the autism assessment and diagnosis. So, like, I'm balancing here, getting fully assessed and diagnosed so I have it down on paper officially that I am autistic, which is going to help me greatly to get the correct help and support I need for my mental health, for my autism, for, it's going to help me greatly. And then on the other hand, the off-road wheelchair, which is going to give me back some more freedom and independence. I mean, because the iGo's been great for giving me freedom to get out of the house, to get into town, to get around the shops, stuff like that, to get out and meet friends. But it's no good for going out into nature. Like, I like going up into the woods and hanging out in the woods, taking pictures of wildlife, stuff like that. The iGo cannot do that. The iGo is not an off-road wheelchair. So, and the woods near where I live are not accessible by that kind of wheelchair. The iGo cannot handle rocky, uneven terrain. It cannot handle dirt and mud. It cannot handle tree roots and, obstacles like that in the way. It can't handle that, it can barely handle a hill, a slight incline. It goes a bit, so, like, yeah, I love the iGo wheelchair. It's perfect for getting on and off buses. It's great for that because it's so, stop fiddling, it's so compact, like, it's great. So yeah, but the off-road wheelchair, I can finally get back into the woods and back to nature, which I haven't done in years because I've just not been able to access it, because the wheelchair I have isn't off-road, so I need an off-road wheelchair as well. So, like, yeah. And I know there's people here going to be commenting or going to be saying about crowdfund it. And yes, crowdfunding is brilliant. That's how I got the iGo wheelchair. Can you see my iGo there? It's covered in boxes. There's a box. Why is there a box there? But yeah, it's there underneath the cardboard box there. I don't think there's anything in that cardboard box, but yeah. Crowdfunding is how I got the iGo. And crowdfunding, I had such a good experience with that, because within a day of me putting the fundraiser up, I had the money. By the end of that day, I had the money to get the iGo. People really came through and helped out on that, and it was brilliant. People were so generous. But I believe crowdfunding should be like a last resort. If you've got no other option, and you've exhausted everything you can, I think crowdfunding should be that last resort when you have nowhere else to turn. And that was the point I was at when I needed the iGo. When I put the fundraiser up for that, because it didn't look like I was going to get PIP. It looked like I was going to get turned down for that again. And I had already been on the NHS wheelchair list for several years and still nothing. And I had to, because originally I signed up to the NHS wheelchair list when I was still able to use a manual wheelchair. And by the time, and then a few years later, I was no longer able to use a manual and I needed an electric, which meant I had to re-sign up for an electric wheelchair on the NHS wheelchair list, which there's an even longer wait for the electric wheelchairs. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get an electric wheelchair until I'm 100. I'm going to be 100 years old, and by that time it's going to be pointless, because I'm probably either not going to be here on this planet, or I'm going to be bedbound anyway, so it's going to be pointless. So I was at the point where I needed to crowdfund that. So I still have options for the off-road chair, and £10,000 is a lot more than, what was it, £600 for the iGo. Yeah, so £10,000 is a lot more than 500. So I don't want to be crowdfunding that amount, really. I think it's a bit, I feel like I'm taking advantage of people's generosity there. But yeah, so I still have options for the off-road power chair. As I said, I've got to ring the company and speak to them and see if we can work out some sort of payment plan, or work out if we can find some sort of organisation that can help me fund it, or maybe get some kind of grant or loan from the state, so from DWP or something like that. I know they used to do stuff like community care grants. I don't know if that's still a thing. It was years ago when I applied for one of those and I didn't get it. I applied for one of those because I had just got into this flat, and I had no furniture, no cooker, nothing. Well, saying no furniture, some friends did help me out and give me some old bits of their furniture. Like I'd had like a sofa, a bed and a mattress, and stuff eventually, but I didn't really have much, you know. So I applied for a community care grant to try and help me get a cooker and, you know, those things I needed to get set up. But no, I wasn't allowed. They said, no, sorry, we can't help. But then a couple of weeks later, my sister applied for one because she needed a new pushchair for her son. And her son was walking at the time. He was at that age where he was now walking, you know. Which I'm not banging my sister for wanting a new pushchair, for wanting to, you know, because she has sight issues herself, disabilities herself. So having him in the pushchair where she could see him without him running off into the distance and her not being able to see where he is, you know, I kind of understand that. I'm not bashing her for going for the community care grant for that, but they gave her the community care grant, and I thought, well, okay, what's more important, a cooker so someone can cook food and feed themselves, or a buggy for a child that can walk? You know, I'm not having a go at my sister, I'm having a go at the system, because that's, you know, because that didn't make sense to me, you know. But yeah, so I've had a lot of issues with the benefit system and stuff. It needs sorting out, you know. Anyway, so yeah, maybe I can find some sort of way of doing that. So I'm going to be on the computer researching and stuff like that, ringing the company, the wheelchair company, seeing what we can do there, and hopefully by summer, I hope, might have this thing. Oh, excuse me a minute. A reminder just popped up on my phone. But yeah, so I'm hoping by summer we have this. I have this wheelchair. Probably not going to, but that is my hope, because then at least in summer, when we have the nice weather, I'll be able to get out and about in nature and it'd be epic. So yeah, that's my hope for this year. So survive another year and get an off-road wheelchair. Yeah. But I think I've gabbed on a lot. I've been trying to take my mind off of all the chaos going on in here. So, but I will keep you all updated on what's going on with these heart issues. I will probably do a vlog or something talking about the MRI after I've had the MRI. Yeah, so and hopefully I get the results of that quickly, and yeah. But thank you for listening to me gab on for the last 40 something minutes, nearly 50 minutes I think. I can't quite see what that timer says. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a bit about New Year and about the past few days and the health issues and stuff, and yeah, it's good to vent and get this stuff out, to be honest. Stop fiddling, stop dinging. The hands are doing their own thing today. So yeah, now what I'm gonna do, I keep sniffing it. Now what I'm, stop fiddling. Now I am in that autistic mode where I just want to stim, because when I'm anxious I do tend to stim a lot, and one of my stims is fiddling with anything that is in my path. So yeah, I don't want to stop my stems because I believe we should be allowed to stem, but I don't want to keep playing with sharp implements, because I'm a skin picker, and yeah, combination of the sharp hook and skin picking stem, not a good idea. So I try and stop the harmful stems. So I might have to get my fidget toys out in a minute. I have one here, one that annoys John. But anyway, I'm sidetracked again. I was trying to end the video. So yeah, thank you for watching this really long video of me just gabbing on. But yeah, let me know in the comments below how your Christmas went and your hopes and dreams or resolutions for 2022. Yeah, you know, doesn't have to all be positive. If you want to be negative, go ahead. You know, that with me there is a place for positivity and a place for negativity, because with disability, mental health, it's not always positive. There are negatives to it, and I don't believe we should paint over or hide those negatives. You know, I believe that there should be a platform to share everything about disability and mental health, not just the positives. We need to share the negatives as well to help promote a healthy version of awareness, to help stop any stigmas or stereotyping or ableism, you know. So we need to share the negatives and the positives. So my platform, I share it all, as you can probably tell. But yeah, anyway, gabbing on again. But yeah, thanks for watching this again. Thanks for watching this really long video. And I shall speak to you all later. I hope you all have had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a great New Year. Or if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I hope you had happy holidays, good holidays, I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I shall see you all later. Bye bye.